Check, check, check. Mic check, mic check. It's showtime. That's never going to get old for me, that. Never. Anyway, welcome everybody to Mark. My words. How are we all doing? All good? Snowing where I am, about -3 outside. Beautiful. Actually, it's not beautiful. I can't stand it. I can't wait for the snow to melt, really. These people that go skiing, you're welcome to it. Keep it. Not for me. Anyway, what are we doing today then? So, part of this channel, Trading, Travelling, Training, is travelling. So today I want to introduce you to part of the project, and that is my new wheels, which are currently on order, due for delivery next month, so March 2021. And I am so excited. Firstly, I've never had a brand new vehicle from the dealers, so that was an experience. The whole, sending out the request for quotes, getting them back, haggling with the different dealers, playing them off against each other. That was a fun experience. And just also, the excitement of waiting for a brand new vehicle, the smell. Everybody knows what a new car smells like, the feel, the look of the paint. I just can't wait. And I've always wanted a camper van, always. It's been a dream of mine for maybe 20 years or more. So to be able to be in a position to finally realize that dream, it's you can't describe the feeling. I feel like a little boy waiting for Christmas Day, really. That's how excited I am about it. So today what I wanted to do was take you through what I did in configuring the vehicle that I've bought, why I chose that particular vehicle, why I chose the options, and what I'll be doing to it once I've got it. So as I said, I've gone for a Volkswagen. And if you go over to the Volkswagen website, it gives you, you need to find the commercial vehicles website, okay? Quite easy to do. And I've pre-selected it here just for ease. You'll have to excuse the language, okay? I am based in Czech Republic, so the language, although this is auto-translating into English, the prices here are all in Czech crowns. There's about 30 to the pound, so you can roughly work out what the cost is. And some of the language might be a little bit, what does that mean? But it is what it is. Anyway, so you go over to the commercial vehicles page, and you can see here all the different commercial vehicles that are on offer. Some of the popular ones. This is new, the Caddy California. This is a Caddy camping van. So it's a little bit, it's a lot cheaper than the California, which is here, which is Volkswagen's flagship camper van. And the Grand California, which is even more expensive. Look at that starting price, 1.5 million Czech crowns, around £30,000 starting price. Sorry, £50,000 starting price. So you can see there. But this is more of a quick getaway weekend kind of vehicle. Then you've got the Transporter van, which is like a people carrier. Same with the Caravelle, more of a luxurious minivan. The multivan, again, it's the same, pretty much the same. The Crafter, which is a cargo van, and then the Crafters with the chassis and the cabs. What I went for was a very simple Transporter 6.1 panel van. The reason I went for that is because you can build the van how you want. The options that you can put on it, which we'll go through now, allow you to build the van in the vision that you have. And I always had a vision of how I want the van, what windows I want, where I want them, all that sort of stuff. So what I want to do is go through the configuration process with you and show you the van, which I'm going to be picking up from the dealer in its raw form. Then I'll show you the conversion company which I've picked and paid my deposit with in the UK, and some of the options that I'm going to have there as well. So starting off with configure then, configure as desired. Okay, let's go. The first option you're brought up with is the long wheelbase or the short wheelbase. What's the difference? Well, one's longer than the other. Personally, I've gone for the short wheelbase. Why is that? Because I don't really need the extra length of a long wheelbase. It also keeps the dimensions of the vehicle inside that of a large car. So when you're going on ferries, for example, or the Eurotunnel, the dimensions aren't classed as oversized. So you just pay the regular price, which is nice. And for car parking spaces as well, it's, it fits in a regular car parking space. So that's kind of why I chose the short wheelbase over the long wheelbase. Maybe you're a bit taller, you want that extra space in the back, maybe you're going to be carrying your bikes indoors, maybe you've got equipment, maybe you'll be using the van as a work van as well and you want to put stuff in the back. It's up to you, it's all personal choice at the end of the day. I looked at what I was going to be using the van for, where I'm going to be using it, and my own particular requirements, and that's why the short wheelbase suits me better. Okay, the next option that you come up against is all the different engines. So you can see here the basic model, 90 horsepower manual TDI, right up to the top of the range, 199 brake horsepower, four-wheel drive, auto DSG 7-speed gearbox. And the price difference, I mean, 640,000 Czech crowns, around £20,000 just over, compared to 1.2 million pounds, almost, well, double the price. It is double the price, So what did I go for? I went for the 110 horsepower manual 5-speed TDI KR. The reason I went for that is because I felt that the 90 horsepower wasn't going to give me enough on the motorways. When I'm sat on the motorways, I will be doing quite a lot of motorway driving, so I wanted that little bit lower rev, higher speed range, and a little bit more poke when we're going up the hills. And I chose the manual because I like manual driving. I'm not a fan of automatic or semi-automatic gearboxes. I think it takes away the experience of driving, and I like to be a little bit more in control over the overall operation of the vehicle. I do have it's expired this year, but I have held a C+E license, so a HGV license, since I was in my early 20s. So I do consider myself an experienced driver, and that's why I prefer the manual gearboxes. So 6.1 TDI KR, 110 horsepower. Again, in Europe they use the kilowatts, comes in at 81 kilowatts. Base price 881,495 Czech crown. Remember this, because this is important, because I'll be sharing with you later some of the the astounding offers I got from the dealers. I couldn't believe it. Okay, so we've chose the engine, and the next choice, you come into your colours and wheel selection. So for colours, I was always looking, really, my first choice always was blue Starlight, a metallic blue. Just pop that on so you can see what that looks like. I did really like this colour, but I did a bit of a poll. I sent a couple of colours out to some friends and family and asked what their opinion was. Two reasons for that. One, because I like to get, somebody else's opinion, but two, I'm colourblind. So I'm not very good at seeing contrasting colours. So I see probably something different to what other people see. And the other colour I was looking at was the pure grey, which I'll just load up here. So I sent the Starlight Blue and the pure grey out for public opinion, bit of market research, and nobody picked the blue. Everybody said the grey. So that kind of helped me make that decision a little bit. I would have been happy with either, but getting people's feedback is really important for me. So I opted for the grey. The good thing about this is it doesn't cost anything extra. The blue costs an extra 24,000 Czech crowns. So, you know, nearly and just under £800 maybe to have a different colour. And when you're spending all this money, you know, everyone has a budget in mind. So I wanted to try and get everything I wanted, but within a certain budget. So I've made some sacrifices. There's things that I haven't gone with because, you know, it went outside my budget. Will I regret it? I don't know. We'll see when I get the van and I start driving it and I start, you know, spending real time in it. I hope not, and I'm sure I won't, but you never know these things. Okay, so that's the colour I went for, pure grey. Wheels, they come with standard 16-inch alloy, 16-inch steel wheels, sorry. I don't really like those. I'm not really a fan of alloy wheels because I want the van to look retro. I don't want it to look pimped out, if you know what I mean. And you'll see later with what I've done that I've tried to keep it really subtle. So what I did do, I went for the 17-inch steel wheels, which actually cost around £700, but I just really like them. Now, when you select these, you get a selection of tyres that you can choose. Okay, and I did go for the all-season tyres, which costs an extra 10,000 crown. Now, there's a main reason for that because in Europe you have to switch to winter tyres at a certain period in the year. So from, I don't know, October through to March, you have to have winter tyres on. So generally people have two sets of wheels, which they chop and change, one for the spring and summer and one set for the autumn winter. I don't really see the point in that when you can pay, you know, a few quid and get all season tyres on. You don't have to mess around. You know, it's good for all weathers. This is the Volkswagen price, so you can guarantee when you need new tyres, it's not going to cost you 10,000 Czech crowns. There'll be cheaper options available. It depends what you want to spend your money on. But anyway, I chose the all-season tyres for that exact reason. Now the wheels you can't actually see, but I like the design of them as well. So I'm just going to go up here and get a picture for you to see what they look like under the wheel trims. Here they are. There. So this is what we're looking at. There'll be this kind of style, which I like. And if you look at the 16-inch wheels, you'll see the difference. Let me just pull those up. There's a quick picture there just to give you an idea. So you can see the difference in the style. So there's the 16-inch. I mean, you can get them done, you know, you can have them, you can have some FBE on there, some fusion bonded epoxy on there. You know, they do look okay, I guess. But here's a 17-inch here, actually on the van. He says there. So you can see, I just like it. It looks retro, and that's kind of why I've gone for that wheel. So that's the first major decision that you have to make. I mean, you can get 18-inch black alloys here. Look, put those on. Just to give you an idea of the different combinations you can get. How's that not coming up then? just leave the steel wheels on there. But yeah, you've got all your different selection of wheels down here.
Okay, so then you start going into your interior. I just went with the double grid standard seat covers.
There's a reason for that, which I'll get into later. So I've just left that as it is from Volkswagen. There you can see what it looks like. And once we've configured the vehicle, I'll put some bigger pictures up. You'll be able to see a lot better. Okay, so now we get into all the optional extras. Again, it's just translating there, look. So the first thing I went for, audio navigation. Again, I didn't want all the fancy, all the fancy stuff that you can get. So, I don't want all this £2,000 worth of Discover Pro navigation, whatnot. What I did want was a multifunction leather steering wheel. Like I just think they look nice. It's convenient to have everything at your fingertips rather than reaching over here and reaching over there all the time. So I like that. And then I've gone for the composition colour radio, which comes with a 6.5-inch colour touchscreen. Okay, good. 4 speakers, SD card slot, auxiliary input, 2 USB Type-C, compatible with iPod, iPhone and iPad, AM and FM radio, App Connect, which is great because I've got, Apple phone, eCall, and WeConnect Plus. So again, for what I'm going to be doing in the van, for what I'm going to be using it for, I felt that this was ample. Look at that compared to which is, £300 compared to the Discover Pro navigation. I mean, yeah, you do get a 9-inch colour touchscreen, 64 gig internal storage, Wi-Fi, App Connect, voice control. Great, but will I use it? Probably not, no, because it's not going to be a work van. I'm not going to be in it every single day. So I didn't feel that the money was justified and I'd rather spend it elsewhere. So that's the 2 things I got on the internal.
Interior decoration.
No, nothing there. Exterior decoration. Optical package, excuse me. I've gone for the optical package, which will change up here. And that gives you body coloured bumpers, door handles, mirrors, and 2 chrome strips on the radiator grille. Ooh, we get 2 chrome strips, amazing, beautiful.
But again, I wanted that
colour-coded effect. I wanted it to look low-key, but also not like a complete workhorse, So it was in my budget, and I decided that it was an extra worth having. Doors and windows. So this is where you can configure the van to how you want it, because not everybody wants windows all the way around. I know I certainly didn't. And that was one of the big reasons for going for the panel van, so that I could choose the doors and windows that I wanted. So the first one, fixed window at the front right side without a side window. So we click that. And basically that'll put a window on that side. And then sliding window at the front left side without side. Okay, the side is the rear quarter. Okay, so we put this in and you'll see it'll come up here. Now this one has a little sliding window within the window. Okay, I didn't want that on both sides. I don't think it's necessary. But I did want one at least on one side. So in the evenings, if I am sleeping in the van or when I'm sleeping in the van, I can have it open a little bit, let some fresh air in. So that's why I chose that. I also read some reviews about these sliding windows and they don't have great reviews, to be honest. There's a lot of people saying that they have faults with them. They start leaking. The seals aren't so great. So, I just wanted to bear that in mind as well. And if you can reduce that risk, why not? If you can do without it, do without it. You can always have them retrofitted. You don't need to have everything put in straight away. And then the back doors, rear wiper with heating, you've got to have this. Rear folding door not glazed. Okay. well, we're going to change that because it'll be a rear folding glass door. So we'll remove that and we'll go for the rear folding glass door. There's basically two types of door that you can get, okay? You can get the barn door, which is two doors at the back, which open like you're opening a wardrobe, for example. They both open outwards. Or you can get the folding glass door, and this is what I wanted. The reasons for that is because it offers an extra shelter. When you open this and it opens up, if you're in the rain, you know, you've been out cycling, which is one of the things I'm going to be using the van for. If you're out in the rain, you pop that up, you've got an instant shelter, you know, which was kind of what I was looking for. And also it helps the van hold its value. They're a little bit more sought after if you can get the folding door rather than the barn doors, as they're called. So that's why I went for that. Privacy windows. So getting the windows blacked out. I did opt for that initially, but then I took it off because, again, here it's £300 roughly, just over £300, nearly £400. And when you look out there in the market, you can get it done for a couple of £100. Hey, I could have got it done at Volkswagen. It would have meant the van's delivered with it already done. But for me, that's £100 and something I could have spent on something else, and which I have spent on something else. You know, so all these little things which, if you can put up with it and not have the Volkswagen factory fitted option, then why not, you know? So I'm getting the van without the privacy windows, but I will have them tinted once I've got the van. So that was the next big thing. And then we went for seats. Okay, so it comes as standard with a double passenger seat at the front, which not really interested in. I went for this option, the swivel drivers and front passenger seat, simply because a passenger single seat, you see, simply because when we're in the van, I want to be able to spin the seats round and you know, be able to face into the van. It's all part of the experience. And if you have people in there, you know, there's 3 or 4 of you in there, you want to be able to spin the seats round so that you can all enjoy the space. So I went for that on the seats. And what else did we go for? I think that was about it, to be honest. Yeah. That's about it. No, there was something else because security. I went for the alarm. It's here, look, somewhere. Let this change to English. Alarm with interior security. So you can basically backup horn, central locking with remote control, possibility of closing from the inside. So obviously when I'm in the van, I want to be able to lock it, but be in there without the alarm going off. So I went for that as well. That was another option that I went for. And aircon, I went for semi-automatic air conditioning. This one, semi-automatic air conditioning. Again, not fancy, not the full pack, electronically controlled air conditioning in the driver's compartment, second heating exchanger in the passenger compartment. Again, you know, I just put it on there, water auxiliary heating. I don't know why it put that up, because it didn't. When I ordered mine, it didn't. You know, you could just get the semi-automatic air conditioning. So I'm not sure why it brought that up. But yeah, I went for that anyway. I mean, I did my specification back in October, November time, I think. And we're in February now, so maybe it's changed a little bit, you know. So there, and then you come down here and you can see the van that you've chosen, colour, wheels, and internal fabric. All the standard equipment is listed here. Okay, so this is everything that you get as standard. This I like, extended manufacturer's warranty, 4 years or 200,000 kilometres, brilliant. Bluetooth telephone interface, hill start assist, crosswind compensation assist, halogen headlights. Some people did say you should go for the LED headlights, but they're expensive. They're expensive, and I've driven without LED headlights all my life, so I'm not really sure what the benefits are. I mean, they're obviously better lights, but I couldn't really justify the expense. And this is all the options that I've chosen. So you can see the cost of the options is around £3,000, £3,500, something like that. So all in all, not too bad. The overall price, £1 million Czech crowns, around £30,000, something like that, give or take. But then I sent this out. There's an option here, so you're done there. Request an offer. So what this does is then this generates you a code here, and you send this off. You email this off to the dealers, and they will then come back with a price for you. So I sent this to 4 different dealers, and the prices that I got back were phenomenal, really. So you're looking at about £1 million Czech crown. In fact, I've got my original here. So my original price was, £1,007,260 Czech crowns. So roughly where we're at. And the offer that I got back was 760,000. So 247,000 Czech crown discount, nearly £10,000 discount on the initial offer. And then I managed to haggle them down to 740,000 Czech crowns, which was good for me because I've got a car to sell, which I think I can get around 80,000 Czech crowns for. I wanted to get the van for less than 700,000 Czech crowns. That was my target price, around £25,000. So when I sell the car and I put the money towards the cost of this, I'll be well under the 700,000 Czech crowns, which is brilliant. I've got exactly the van I thought I wanted, or I knew I wanted, at the price which I was hoping to get it for. So that's it. And what we can do now is you can pop this out, and I can give you a proper full screen tour of the van. So this is the base model. Again, under here, we've got the 17-inch alloys. I do plan to get this lowered. So I'm going to get it lowered all round about 30 millimeters, just so it sits a little bit lower, it handles a little bit better, and it'll drive more like a car. And be a bit more stable in windy conditions. So that's one of the plans. Here's on the side-on view. Here you can see the little sliding window here that we've had put in as one of the extras. This is the optical package. So if you didn't have the optical package, this would all be black plastic. This would be black plastic. This would be black plastic. So you can see it gives you a nice, this will be black plastic as well. It just gives you a nice finish overall. So inside the van, I've got the eyelets, which we will keep when we get the conversion because it's good for strapping things down. This bulkhead will be removed. Actually, when I went to the dealers, he was able to remove this. I couldn't figure out how to do it on the configurator. But when I went to the dealers, he said, do you want that in? And I said, no, absolutely not. So he was able to remove it, and it took 4,000 Czech crown off of the price, which was good. Another £130 off the price. So these front seats here, you can see them here. These will actually spin round 180 degrees, so you'll be facing into the van. Again, this is the other side, and a close-up of the front. So this would all be black. If we hadn't have gone for the optical package, this here, you can see there's a faint line here where the bumper connects to the wing. The bumper would be black. The wheel hubcaps, I'll take those off for sure. So inside, got the multifunction steering wheel, the 6.5-inch colour screen, 5-speed, 2 chairs with armrests, come as standard. Again, I got the standard material fabric because I'm going to have this changed, and I'll show you what I'm going to be having done in a little moment. And there's the view from the passenger door. So that's basically it. I mean, I'm not sure if it'll give us the 360 view. It struggled to load it yesterday. We'll give it a second, see if it loads up. If it doesn't, we'll just crack on. It's struggling to load up. I've been waiting to do this video for a few days, but the configurator's been down. It's not been loading up properly, and it started working again yesterday. So I've sat down today to make this. So yeah, all in all, that's the van I've gone for, and that's the spec I've gone for. Again, I'll get the windows tinted when I take delivery of the van. They've told me anywhere between the 8th and 12th of March. Whether that holds true, I don't know. The dealer, he was a little bit. How do you say it? He was a little bit unsure. I could tell in his email he wasn't really sure. I think he was just giving me a date to fob me off a little bit. But anyway, I'm excited anyway, just to be getting the van. It's going to be amazing. So once I've got it, the plan is to take it over to the UK and get it converted into something that I can sleep and spend some time in and go travelling in. Why the UK? Well, firstly, I had a look around Europe, and yes, there are some places that do conversions, but I felt with the money that I'm going to be spending on it, I wanted to be able to communicate properly, so there's no misunderstanding, so that when I drop the van off, I know exactly what's going to be done to it, and when I pick it up, I know exactly what's going to be in there. And there's always a risk when you're dealing with foreign languages that there's a misunderstanding and you don't actually get what you want. And again, it's not cheap. It's not a cheap exercise. So I wanted it to be done properly. Not done properly. I'm sure these guys do it in Europe. They do it properly. But I wanted it to be done without risk of something going wrong and then me picking the van up and being stuck with something that I'm not happy with. So again, I did quite a bit of research. I'm on a forum called the t6forum.com. So I've joined this forum, it's just a really good forum for people that have got T6s. I've been on forums before with the Volkswagen Golfs that I've owned. So I know how useful they can be in finding out information on companies, events, people buying and selling stuff on there. And just generally a really good community to get involved in if you are considering doing something like this. Maybe you buy a Ford and there'll be one for Fords, there'll be one for the the Mercedes, the Nissans, the Opels. There'll be one for all of them. It's just really good source of information. So I came on here, started looking around, and one converter which kept getting good reviews was called Camby. I'll just close that down. Camby up here, look. So I kind of started looking into them a little bit, looked at all the different types of conversion that they do. So here they list all their different types of conversion. And I was looking for something that would be, you know, close to what I want. What I didn't want was a full conversion. I don't want a kitchen in there. I don't want cupboards in there. It's not that kind of van. I don't want it for that kind of experience. I'm not going to be cooking in there. I'm much more of a outdoorsy kind of guy, so I'll take a gas cooker with me. You know, I'm quite happy to sit outside under an awning with a little gas cooker with a kettle on there. And not only that, the smell, you know, you start cooking in there. I don't want to be sleeping in an area where I'm, you know, cooking and there's bacon fat spitting everywhere and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Not really for me. So I always knew I wasn't going to go for a full conversion. It was just a case of what was I going to go for? And they do a custom and a partial conversion. Great, pick and choose what you want. So I had a look at a few examples which they've got here, and I came across this one, Matt and Marissa's, which looks like it's going to suit me to the ground. One thing I haven't gone for is a pop-top roof. The reason for that is they're very expensive, you know, over £3,000. Some of them are £5,000. And when I spoke to the guys at Canby, fair play to them, you know, they could have just said, Mark, you need a pop-up roof. It's a must-have. They were so good. And when I told them who was going to be using the van and what the main purpose of it was going to be, they said to me, Mark, it's no point. You're not going to need a pop-up roof. There's not enough people going to be using the van and you just wouldn't use it often enough. So, you know, automatically there, it helped me to firstly get a really good feeling for Canby and the kind of service I was going to get from them. And secondly, it helped me save, you know, so many £1,000s. I can't remember the exact price, but it's thousands of pounds to have one of those installed. So I was really grateful to those guys, and it kind of confirmed that these were the people I was going to go with. So when I saw this conversion, Matt and Marissa's, this is pretty much exactly what I was looking for, aside from the pop-top roof. Obviously in my van, I'm not going to have the windows back here. Okay, and there was a reason for that. I don't want windows all round. You know, I like to be private. Some of the use of the van is going to be parked in the city when I go city travelling. So, you know, I don't really want full exposure that I'm sleeping in there. So that's why I went for no windows in the rear panels. But this, again, you can see it's not a full layout. It's got a table. This has got the swivel chairs like are coming in the VW. One thing this van does have that mine isn't going to have is this has got a full width bed, which I didn't want. Again, there's reasons for that. At the moment, there's only going to be me and my little boy staying in there. So a 3/4 width bed is ample for us. When he gets a bit bigger, Canby actually sell a single bed that you can put over your front seats, or a folding platform that you can put over your front seats and turn that into a single bed. So when my boy's a bit bigger and doesn't want to snuggle up with daddy, we can chuck that over there and he's got his own bed. Not only that, I wanted access down this side because I'm going to be using the van to go cycling, which is another part of the channel. Trading, travelling and training is my cycling. So I do plan to use this van to travel around Europe and get on some of these, you know, climbs that are in the Tour de France, the Giro d'Italia, the Vuelta, España, you know, and give you an idea of what it's like as an amateur cyclist, not a very good one at that, to go and climb some of these iconic mountain climbs on a push bike. And, you know, my bike, it's not expensive. It's not pro bike, but it's not cheap neither. So I don't want to leave it inside. I want it inside with me. So I decided actually just to go with a 3/4 width bed, which gives me access down here to put the bike in when we're driving and also in the evenings. And just the general layout I like. You know, I like the full carpet lining here. Some of them they just do the panels, but I wanted the full carpet lining, some LED lights. I'm not quite sure. I won't get this rear locker. I've asked Canby to put in some rail for hanging clothes and whatnot. The table I'm getting, and the cool box I'm undecided on at the moment. I'm looking at different options, and I just wanted to have a look around and see what's available on the market. But they're going to wire it in case I get one anyway. And the underbed drawer, I'm going to get that as well. I think that looks quite smart and handy storage. Again, for me, for what I'm going to be using the van for, I don't need cupboards. You know, somewhere to hang a couple of shirts for when I'm traveling on business, and some trousers, a jacket, you know, a suit. That's all I need really. So simple, clean, easy to maintain design. That's what I was all about. And so I took this as an example, and I emailed Canby what I was looking for. 240-volt hookup, I'm going to have that in there, so that when we do go camping and we do stay on the campsites, we're able to plug into the on-site electric supply, and it means we're not draining our leisure battery. I've also got it wired in for a solar panel. I'm not having the solar panel connected just yet, but I've had the wiring put in there. And we're also having a night heater put in there. So a little diesel night heater. So when it does get a little bit chilly, we can flick that on and the inside of the van stays nice and toasty. Oh yeah. So again, I've not gone for these options, but you know, Canby, they really are all about the detail. And they use special wood. I can't remember the name of the wood. We might try and find it later. But the craftsmanship just looks beautiful, you know. So this is what I'm going to be. This is basically what the inside of my van is going to look like. Again, I won't have this extra seat here. I'll have a double seat here. The centre panels. So when I said I'd gone for the basic VW fabric, there was a reason for that, and that's because I'm getting them retrimmed in this GTI fabric, GTI type fabric from Transporter HQ. So Canby will buy that for me. They will then, the bed which they are building for me, it's one of their bespoke beds, that will already come, they will then do that bed with that GTI cloth in there. And then on my seats, they will take out the centre panels, the VW standard centre panels, and they'll reupholster with the Transporter HQ supplied GTI material. I just wanted that little nod to the Golf, because you know the Golf GTI and the R32, my favourite cars by far. The best car I've ever owned was my Mark IV R32. So a little bit of a nod to that inside the van. So that's the conversion that I've gone for. Here you can see the bed. So again, mine will just be a 3/4 bed, and it is Canby's own design, which is load tested as well, which means it's you know, you can put passengers in there. Some of these beds you can buy, you put in there, you can't actually carry passengers because they've not been load tested. But Canby's have been load tested. So yes, they're a bed, but they're also good for 2 passengers when you're traveling. Again, you can see the drawer here, which I'm going to be getting. And I'm just the table storage. Look at that. A brilliant idea. Brilliant. So beds, here we go. Show you their beds. So again, you can see here, this is a 3/4 width bed here. This one. And go here. Here, look. So this is how wide mine's going to be. And the GTI fabric is going to be in here and also in here on the chairs, which, you know, I'm really looking forward to. And then I'll have this area free for the bikes. And they do different designs there, look, different colours. You can choose. They're so good at Canby, really. They sent me all the different fabrics that you can get, you know, and choose from. You know, and I explained to their guy, Joe, down there, Joe, I'm colourblind. I need some guidance. And he's been great throughout the whole, you know, process. He's been so flexible in, with all my chopping and changing. And again, because I had a budget, and you try and fit in as much as you can into your budget, you do have to make some sacrifices. You do have to give some things up. You can't have everything. But if you start with everything, get a quote, and then you can start whittling down maybe what isn't so essential, maybe what you can do without, maybe something that can be retrofitted, and you put it in later. You save up and then you put it in later. So I'm so excited about getting this van. Should be here in 2 or 3 weeks. Will it happen? I hope so. I don't know, but we'll see. And then the next video I do about this will be about going to collect the van. So it'll be get ready to look out for that. There's not much more I can do on the van because I haven't got it yet. So I can't give you a tour of the van. I can't tell you what it feels like to drive. So you'll just have to wait, subscribe, hit the notifications. Then when that video comes, you'll get it and you'll be able to see it and you'll be able to join me on this journey. So listen, I'm going to wrap it up there. That's what I wanted to do today, was go through the van, the configuration process, a rough price, and then what I'm going to have done to the van. There are some other things. Like I said, I'm going to get it lowered. I'm speaking to one company at the moment about that. But once that's confirmed, I'll do another little video on getting it lowered. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's given you some insight into my thought process on why I chose the van, what I'm doing with the van, why I chose the options that I chose, and maybe you've got some inspiration. Really, if you're looking for a converter, speak to the guys at Canby. I can't thank them enough for the help that they've given me. Reasonable price. It looks like good craftsmanship, and I'm just really excited to get the van. It's booked in for June, so there's going to be a bit of a wait. But what I did say and what they agreed was, let us know when you've got the van, Mark, and if we get an earlier slot available, somebody cancels or something like that, they'll see if they can fit me in. So it may get done earlier, but either way, I'm super excited about getting it done. So yeah, look out for the next video. If you've not seen any of my previous videos, check them out here. It should be about there, something like that. Yeah, subscribe, notify. Thanks for your support. Really appreciate it. Have a great day. Stay safe. And I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, troops. Bye.